Outer Orange.
What does that even mean? Today, it is BANLIST day, so let's talk about it. We have quite a bit of news come out because the presentation just happened not too long ago. It was in the middle of the night for me, like literally at 2 in the morning, so I didn't watch it until the following day. But I also asked how people felt, and I'm actually gonna be throwing some of these comments in as we actually go through the ban list and a couple other things that got announced. Because surprisingly enough, a lot of you guys had a lot of opinions, so we'll kind of talk about it as we get there. So let's go and start with the ban list. This is the ban list. It's effective October 1st for Japan. Basically, they restricted the, I can't remember its name for the life of me, the grade 2 stealth card, stealthy something, I don't know. It's a dude that says Counter Blast, on place, a top 5 for a stealth card add to hand, shuffle your deck. And then when it's put into soul from rearguard circle, you can bomb deck one of your opponent's bounded cards and then give your Vanguard plus 5k. Very broken card. You might be wondering, like, why is it, getting restricted? It's restricted to 1, by the way. It's not banned. These are both restricted to 1. It's not. It's restricted to 1 because it's just a really nutty card in Doji. And some people have been kind of bringing up, like, rather this is enough, or there's kind of been like 2 ends of it. It's either is it enough or was it not enough at all? Is it too much? I saw some people get like kind of crazy about the fact they thought it completely like killed the deck. It doesn't kill the deck. I just think it's just touching it. I do think the deck will still be strong. I don't know about best deck. I have some opinions. People are like, oh, it's best deck still. It's like, I don't know about best deck, but it'll still be an option to take. This is going to, I think for us, I think this is going to hit around set 5 or so. We got a couple months of Doji meta before I think this will officially hit, unless they randomly decide to announce them and go kind of crazy like the way One Piece did. I really don't think they're gonna go down that path, but they might. Who knows? I wouldn't mind it. This deck definitely gatekeeps a lot of people out, especially in the set it drops. Set 3, I think Doji's at its strongest by far. As we get more decks, I do think this kind of evens out just a smidge. Not a huge difference, but it's a smidge. But it's still gonna be an insanely strong deck. So anyway, TLDR, Doji got hit, and then over here, this is the Shared Nui Restander. This also got hit. This got restricted to 1 as well. I don't know if this kills Nui or not. I just think I think it just makes it even harder to play this deck. But you can still play on the more of arenas. There's so many Restanders that this deck has. I actually almost would have preferred them just restricting the Varina to 1, strictly for Nui, and just kind of leave it there. So I think that would have even been better of a hit, because then they wouldn't have to touch the trial decks. But that's just me, because this is in a deck set, and I just feel like the better solution would be just like remove Varina and just let people have like how the deck is currently, because Varina plays around like ladder, and these cards don't play around ladder as easily. At least I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure they don't, but long story short, yeah. Now the other thing I don't know is I think these are straight up restrictions, like in the entire game, meaning like if you play any deck, these are restricted. I'm pretty sure that's how this is, and that's pretty wild if that's the case, because I feel bad for the other decks that just don't have access to these cards. But it is what it is. I guess Dragon Empire just keeps getting good stuff. I don't know. But anyway, that's the ban list. I'm pretty 50-50 about it. I don't really care that much, to be honest. I don't think Doji's unbeatable. I don't think it's like, and I think it gets easier to deal with later on. Nui's really annoying and is still in meta like to this day. It may not be like the top dog meta, but it's still like top 5, and it's been top 5 or in the top 5 for like 6 sets now, maybe. Basically, since its release, it's been a top dog. It's been a top deck. Like, it hasn't stopped being a top deck for a while now. So I just think this deck should just get like nuked to hell. And it's kind of funny, he's been through so many nerfs and it's still just a good deck. It's just crazy how much you need to push this deck down to like actually make it like not a top 5 deck. It's kind of wild. I think even with this, it's still gonna be a top 5 deck. That's the crazy part. Like, it just doesn't go away. We got the new girl. She looks, I ain't gonna lie, this looks really cool. I wasn't that hype about this whole thing. I'm not really a big Dragon Empire fan. I don't really care about Varga that much, but this is pretty cool. This is basically an upgraded unit to Varga. And I think he actually looks so much better in this art than the other one. It's not even funny. Like, he just looks so much better. And honestly, her villain arc look just looks so much better too. So everything about this just looks better. It actually makes the deck look interesting. Versus the other version, it feels kind of more vanilla and just more boring. And I don't know, it just looks so much cooler in every way. So I'm really excited about this. But what I really want to talk about is we do have the next strides coming out. This is Kronos Command, and I don't remember this guy. It's a Messiah card. So basically, stride decks are getting new strides, and we were expecting this, so it's gonna happen. And now basically, there's more room for people to pick whatever stride they want to go into. They have a third option, so I think it's a little harder to play around this mechanic now, even more than it already was, because I feel like before with like 2 strides, you kind of knew it's gonna be one or the other. Now you're like, okay, well, now which one are they gonna go with? You just don't really know. Also, I don't know how strong these are gonna be. Their counter, like their regular parts, aren't that insane. I don't remember about this one being that good, but I think this one's pretty good. I don't think it'll translate as powerfully in the upgraded version, since they're kind of a little bit fearful of making Locke too good. So we'll have to see where this goes. But it looks cool. He looks like a little snaky guy, and someone actually made that comment. So there's that. Next, we do have the Deer Day stuff. Now, this is pretty important to discuss because there was so many people really excited about this. And don't get me wrong, it is cool. Is it a good thing? No, not at all. Not at all. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest. I actually never made a Deer Days 2 video. I was gonna make it, and then I just got busy, and my feelings, like all the emotions I had towards it, I just kind of like, they kind of went under the rug type of thing. But I don't like this at all. And the reason I don't like this is because it gives people a reason to not distaste Deer Days, and I just think that's not enough is the best way to put it. And trust me, don't get me wrong, I really like Deer Days like as a concept. Like I think it's just fun to just have somewhere to play Vanguard, whether it's on the Switch or the Steam. It's just the problem is Deer Days itself is not very well built to like actually get more players into the game, and I think that's what a lot of people want out of Deer Days, and that's just definitely not what it's been. This is kind of cool because you do get all the sets basically here. There's basically, I think, set 1 through 6 or something like that, including lyrical. And basically just all the wait, this is OG. To just explain what this is all the OG sets, or a good bit of the OG sets, like the original. They're throwing it into Deer Days 2, which is basically another way to play Vanguard, but it's online. And they're basically making like a vintage, like old version, where you just can play with just specifically these sets in there. It's like its own thing, it's its own format. It's pretty cool. Like on paper, it's really cool. In Deer Days specifically, it's not so cool. Like I don't like anything about this, but it is cool because you can just play old stuff. The downside to this is that you can't cross-play with this. It's gonna be still expensive to do this. Probably not gonna. It might be hard to even find someone to play this because again, it's gonna be hard to know who's even gonna pick this up because again, Deer Days 2 is basically a continuation of Deer Days 1, and we already know where that's going. It's not really going too hot. I made a lot of tweets about this, so can't get excited about something when I know it's gonna flop. Like the game itself is gonna flop, and just trying to get excited about this is really hard. Now I will say, if they change stuff, like if they actually change stuff, which it seems like they are trying to go down that route, it might be more interesting. But it still doesn't justify the price, if the price stays the price it is, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of reasons to still be unhappy. And you know, all the people that are like crying and screaming for like just a better game, they just want something that's more accessible to everyone. Every single time I get someone new into the game, it's just so hard to get them through all these hoops to get into the game. It takes so little effort to get someone into One Piece, and it takes so much effort to get someone into Vanguard or Shadowverse, I would say. It's both of them. The reason being is that there just is no good, easy way to get someone to try the game without having to spend too much, like a crazy amount of money. Because like I recently showed my friends like the trial decks, the vanilla ones, and they were like, basically, they're like, why does this product even exist? Like, you know, we ask the same questions. We don't know why this product exists, you know? Anyway, I'm going on a big spiel about this because this is definitely like, it like tilts me to see this because I want to play it and it looks fun because it's a format I've never played in, by the way, because I played in this format for Zero, but I've never played it with this format in real life or anything like that. I never owned the cards. I didn't play Vanguard, but I didn't even know Vanguard existed back then. All that kind of fun stuff. So it'd be cool to try it, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, do I really want to invest more money into something I didn't enjoy the first time? Realistically speaking, part of the reason why I even played Deer Days 1 was because I was able to have content out of it. But in all honesty, if I was just a normal person just doing my thing on a daily basis, I would not touch Deer Days at all. I am blessed to have a locals where I don't have to touch it, but I wouldn't even want to touch it because most of my friends play like on most of my friends play on the Switch, or most of my friends play on the Steam. I would have to like break apart which friends I get to play with, which friends I don't get to play with. That sucks. That's like the worst thing about Deer Days, the fact that I can't play with everyone I know that has the freaking game, and not that many people even have the game because it's expensive. But people that do, I have to then split between who I want to play, who I don't want to play. Oh, you don't have Steam. Oh, that's crazy. Well, I guess I can't play with you. You know, not everybody has a computer. I'm gonna shove about this. I really hope for a better future. I ain't too happy about it right now. We did also get this. This is a lot of people are really excited about this. This is a Buddy Fight collab basically for the Overtrigger. I think this is the Kokoro manga on the left here, so that's also really cool. Seeing Buddy Fight come back is pretty interesting because it's pretty unusual to see it. But it is cool that we keep seeing these like little baby kind of like splashes of things just kind of coming in. They're pretty cool. I really like them. It does give the Vanguard a little bit less character as Vanguard the game, because like a lot of decks like nowadays they're like Bang Dream triggers, and you're kind of like, what deck even is this? Like because you see the Bang Dream triggers first. That's not the end of the world. I like it. It's nice. It's nice little touches. And then after that, I think that's basically it. After that, it's just all a bunch of recent stuff. We did have these 10th anniversary stuff. This is like today, I think. 10th anniversary things. You know, you get to have your shiny Kronos Jet in an even shinier package, same with your Messiah. And there's only 10 of each of them in the entire world that you'll be able to get. So there's 20 total. It's for the 10th anniversary thing, at least from what I remember. Then we had this new guy, basically the little plushie becomes a being, which is actually really exciting. I actually think it's gonna be super cool. And we got Flagberg support, which actually isn't bad either. As you guys know, I'm a big burger boat enjoyer. These cards are actually good cards. This one just deadass says stand this. When you're gonna say call them stands. So if you stand something, you can stand this. So you basically get double boost, which is really good because it'll make a really good column. And then the second one, this one says on place you can still charge 1, which is very important. You don't have to do it, and the fact that you can is important because that means we can stop running orders completely. Any soul charge orders that we were running, or any cards that had soul charge abilities on them, we could just completely stop running them because of this card. Because you don't really need that much soul to keep the deck going, but sometimes you just need 1 soul to like do something, and because of inlet, this basically refunds inlet all the time if you need it. The other effect is just that the battle attack the Vanguard for his first second battle, and if your Vanguard's grade 3 or higher. By the way, so it's your Vanguard's grade 3 or higher, not your opponent's, so you can restand it regardless. Count +1 or Energy Blast 3, stand this, he gets +10k power to turn. An absolutely nuts effect. Like the fact that you basically have a 5 attack turn now guaranteed, like an easy 5 attack turn, and he gets power on top of that. We already had the 5 attack turn, but now this is just a bigger number, so it's just more aggressive on turn 1 if you're going first. And so going second, it also means that if your opponent has a defense, this will still hit over, which is also really important. So in every single way, this is just a good card. It sucks that it's a grade 3. Would have been nicer if it was a grade 2, but it also means that with magic numbers, it's always going to be beating your opponent's face in over a defense. Whereas if it was a grade 2, it would going first wouldn't matter, but going second would matter. So I like this card. The fact that you can just sit here and just Energy Blast 5 basically and just go cool. I get my dudes back. Really good. The fact that this also basically means like if you have these two together, I want our first swing, restand 31 on second swing, which is really, I'm excited. We could use a new Vanguard, and maybe we are going towards that, and maybe that's why these have like Energy Blast abilities on them. Maybe we're going towards that kind of thing. We're gonna have to pick and choose between our resources. I'm hoping, because my god, this guy needs this homie needs a new Vanguard. I love the current Vanguard, but we really could use a new one. Anyway, that's all I have for this. This is just kind of like a news video, but also I just threw out, like, you know, all my opinions, and also the opinions of Twitter, because they made quite a lot of opinions. I thought you guys could hear about it. I did ask them, so there it is. If I didn't mention anyone throughout the video, here's some more people splattered of the people that just randomly were making comments. So let me know below how you feel about the ban list, how you feel about the cards, how you feel about tier days. Tell me below about your thoughts. It would be nice to just have a whole comment section full of opinions as well. You know, it's just good to have it in multiple places. So if you have any opinions, feel free to leave it below. Any cards out shop, CodeOrange Infinity goodies, any cards. We do have BCS season right around the corner, and the Lyrical Shooting Star set comes out Friday, which is pretty soon. By the time this releases, you should be like around 2 days away from it, so it's really soon. Hope you guys are excited for it. I know I am. And that, guys, peace out. Das vidanios. See you guys in a future video. Bye.